Good morning and welcome to Between the Beats. Chaz here, and my guest today is Danielle Pashko. She's a functional nutritionist, certified health coach, and the creator of Soulhakker with 2Ks, a wellness platform that blends ancient energetic practices with modern science. She's spent more than 20 years in the New York City wellness world, working with top doctors and helping thousands of people with detox, nutrition, and mind-body healing. Today, we're going to talk about why your New Year's resolutions might actually be an energy problem and how food, movement, and simple mind-body habits can help your resolutions finally stick. Danielle, welcome to Between the Beats.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Are you calling in from New York this morning?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, you have been in wellness since you're really young, but your own cancer diagnosis and later chronic Lyme and post-COVID really shifted. Can you share a little bit of your story for us?
Sure. I had always lived what I consider to be a very healthy lifestyle. I practiced in yoga. I worked as a clinical nutritionist. I was a vegan. I spent so much time doing these external practices for my health. But I don't think I really considered a lot of the energetic component of our health, meaning practices that really help to elevate the vibration in your body, the thoughts that I was thinking, things like trauma, repressed emotions. A lot of that's not taken into consideration, and that can be very draining, very depleting, and it can cause illness despite doing everything right, and that was kind of my story.
I agree, and I know we'll talk about this later about the nervous system, and it just occurred to me, especially with the COVID thing, because I've struggled with that myself. Do you think that COVID has affected the nervous system to help include like your past things, make them more prevalent? I don't know if that makes sense.
You got it, absolutely. COVID, I feel like, is like a laser that it has a memory of all the past assaults that have happened to your body, whether you had mono as a child, in college, and then, which is the Epstein-Barr virus, it may reactivate it. Or if you have a herpes virus that's laying kind of dormant, it can reactivate that. If maybe you were bit by a tick and ended up getting Lyme, but were never symptomatic, suddenly it might show. Same things if you're predisposed to diabetes and you didn't really have symptoms, suddenly you're full-blown glycemic dysregulation. So yes, it really takes on form of things that were lingering in your body, and it's sort of like the match that sets off the fire. And it's wild. Yeah, COVID really did that to many, many people. Those are the long haulers.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for talking about that. Now let's talk about New Year's resolutions. Why do they fail so quickly?
I think a lot of people think it's a lack of willpower or they lose motivation. And from my perspective, I think it's really a lack of energy. And I feel like in order to have these big goals of going to the gym for an hour every day or being so pristine with your diet and having the mindset to be able to stick with that, you really need to have the energetic capacity to be able to actually do these things. Meaning, if you have a tired body, it's not going to be so easy to just say, okay, I want to go to the gym. You may want that, but you don't have the vessel to do that. And the same thing with your food. You might want to eat well, but if you're not sleeping right and you're having cravings and you're just feeling lousy, you're just not likely to go for that salad. You're likely going to have something that's more comfort food, and it's not your fault. It's just that when we're not getting the rest that we need, when we don't have the energy that we need, when we're not regulated, we're not balanced, it causes us to just act in behaviors that are sort of out of our control. And that's why really building up your energy, becoming more grounded, and getting more into that parasympathetic, relaxful state helps us to be a lot more solid and stable, that we can come from a place of strength and make much better decisions.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. You're speaking my language here.
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience some simple ways? I mean, I know we could work with you and, you're a functional nutritionist, which I love that. But what are some simple ways we could boost energy right away?
One simple thing is, first thing in the morning, getting out and getting some sunlight in your eyes. I have a dog, which makes it very easy. I have to go out. But the first 30 to 60 minutes of the morning, don't wear sunglasses, having that light hit your eyes actually helps to correct your circadian rhythm. So it helps to wake you in the morning, but it also helps you to sleep better. So you're getting that better sleep, but also more energy. Even practices like grounding. I know it's a little cold right now, so not everyone wants to take off their shoes and connect to the earth, but this is actually rooted in science. It's rooted in electrophysiology, where there's actually electrons in the ground, whether you're talking about the grass or the sand. And when your feet, no soles attached, but just your bare feet are hitting the ground, these electrons are transferred into your body, and they work like an antioxidant, because when we have inflammation, we have a lot of free radical damage. So it actually helps to reduce that free radical damage, bring down inflammation, and it actually helps to regulate our cortisol levels. So something that seems so simple is such a good practice. Also staying super hydrated, stretching, listening to uplifting music, really good nutrition, and also supplementing with herbs. Those are like my top practices. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention Tai Chi and Qigong.
Oh, yeah.
Those are also a big part of what I do. That also help to raise your vibration and your energy.
Okay. Now, do you do those, like the Tai Chi and the Qigong, do you do those in the morning?
I do it in the morning, but sometimes I even do it twice a day. When I have been in front of screens and too many electronics, I think we get to a point where we're just overstimulated. So at the end of the day, many times, I'm in New York City now, but when I'm in New York, I go to the park, I take off my shoes, I ground, and I'll do some body tapping exercises, which is part of Qigong, to just sort of wake up all the organs, and it gets me really rooted. And when I'm in Miami also in the winter, which the other part of my life, I go after work, and I actually go around sunset, and I do these practices barefoot, and it is so grounding. It feels so good to my body. So I do it in the morning and in the evening.
Okay.
But not everyone has to do that, but it's a goal you can work yourself up to.
Oh, that sounds like a good goal. Do you need to, how long do you need to practice to see results? Can you see a little bit of energy shift in, say, a week or two?
You could even notice it in a result the first day doing it. Just doing that kind of practice where you're moving the circulation, you're moving the lymph, you're getting the grounding in, you're moving what's called the chi in your body, which is your energy basically, and you're moving it throughout your meridians, and you're waking everything up. So even after one practice, you might feel like, wow, my brain feels a little clearer. Like it even affected my vision. I had some long COVID issues, and my vision was a little off. And because my neurological symptoms got better, my brain got clearer from doing these practices, and it happened relatively fast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had blurred vision for a while and had to,
Wow.
do some things for that. And I was like, am I losing my eyesight? No, just part of the...
Yeah, and neurologically, it can really affect the eyes for sure. And nutrition is such a big part of it too. I mean, really making sure that, people look at nutrition in terms of macros or calories, carbohydrates, sugar. Will this make me thin, or will this make me gain weight? And they're not looking at the energetic principles of food, meaning how is this going to raise your vibration? Is it going to give me energy? Is it going to help my brain capacity? Will I think more clearly? Will I feel lighter afterwards? And also herbs as well. I feel like so many people reach for supplements because they feel tired, they think maybe it will help, and sometimes even functional doctors may give you a lot of supplements to work with. But I like the energy idea in everything, whether it's Tai Chi, whether it's nutrition, whether it's even in herbs. I like things that are cultivated from the earth and have energetic properties. And that's why I'm very into Ayurveda, which is also based on ancient Indian wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And these herbs, especially like ashwagandha, which is an adaptogenic herb, which is very good for a stressed out nervous system. But now there's a new technology called quantum Ayurveda, where, let's say an herb like ashwagandha is tuned with an energetic frequency. So not only are you getting the chemical compound, but you're getting the actual energetic frequency that becomes more bioavailable to your cells. So So everything I work with is really energetic at this point.
Oh, I love that. And the energy tuned herbs.
It's amazing. There's Green Space Herbs is a leader doing this now, and I find that I don't like taking a lot of supplements. I feel like, especially, I work with a lot of people who are burnt out or maybe have trouble with liver detoxification, sensitive digestion. So rather than give them such high doses of things, if you can have something that's energetically tuned, it's just like a lighter load on the body. I feel like sometimes we think more is better, but I'm really starting to come to the mindset less is more, and there's a lot of strength and softness, truly. We don't have to bombard ourselves.
You talk about something that is also near and dear to my heart. I've been working on this for like a year. You talk about moving away from pushing through and toward actually healing. So for people who are used to grinding and white knuckling everything, what does that shift look like in real life? It is much harder than it appears to be, I will say.
Well, I have always been one of those no pain, no gain type of people. I was a super athlete my whole life. And then when I went through 3 major health challenges, thyroid cancer, then chronic Lyme disease, and then long COVID, all at a fairly young age, and my body just didn't have that energetic capacity to do what I wanted to do. And I thought, well, I'd practiced yoga for many years, and I love it, but it wasn't giving me the benefits. Maybe my nervous system became so adjusted to it because I'd done it for 20 years that I said, what can I do to really strengthen myself? And then I was learning more about Tai Chi. And, I always had this perception, it gets bad PR. We think of Tai Chi, we don't think of young people. We think of like our grandparents in the park. But I said, this is all I can do. Let me start. And I started working with an amazing teacher, just with Tai Chi and Qigong in the park. And we did all the elements of grounding, being barefoot in nature, a lot of tapping, a lot of mindful movement with the breath, activating the vagus nerve. And I will tell you, after about 3 months, I went from my blurry vision subsided, my energy came back tremendously, to the point that within the 6-month period of time, I started becoming fascinated with the idea of internal and external martial arts. I started training in Wing Chun Kung Fu, which is Bruce Lee's lineage, and I went from almost bedbound to using Tai Chi and Qigong, nutrition and herbs, to actually being a student of a very challenging martial art that I do for about 4 times a week. So if that's really a testament to showing you how these simple practices can really build you up to a degree that you can do things you didn't think you're capable of doing. So don't push away the things that seem like, oh no, that's too simple.
Okay.
Sometimes it's pretty surprising.
Yeah. Well, this is super inspiring and hopeful also. Can you tell us about your platform, Soulhakker, and tell us a little bit about that and how to work with you if someone so desires?
Sure. My platform, Soulhakker, my background is being a functional nutritionist. So I do work with people on nutrition, but I find that nutrition alone is not necessarily enough. So I also teach them skills to downregulate their nervous system. It could include movement, breath work. I have free videos on my website, which are shown there for Qigong. Also, it explains more about the quantum Ayurveda and herbs that I was speaking about. And if anyone wants to get information to work with me privately or just to check out the website and read through the blogs there, it's Soulhakker, SOULHAKKER.com. And if anyone's interested in quantum physics and this emerging field of quantum Ayurveda, they could also check out greenspaceherbs.com.
Oh, that sounds great. Is there anything else you would like the listeners to know before we get off the line?
Really work on meeting yourself where you are. Social comparison, especially in this world of social media, can make us feel like if we can't do 100%, then why do anything at all? Mm-hmm. Do the best you can, but take that action, because every small action you take will bring you to the next step and eventually get you to a place that you may really surprise yourself. So do something, even if it's a micro practice, it can really make a tremendous impact in your life, and that's what we want to see.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been wonderful talking with you and meeting you over the phone.
Thank you.
Best of luck in your practice.
Thank you. To you too.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, we've been talking with functional nutritionist and Soulhakker founder Danielle Pashko about why New Year's resolutions don't usually fail from lack of willpower, but from lack of energy and nervous system support. If you want to learn more about her work, you can find her online, as she said, at Soulhakker. That is 2Ks, SOULHAKKER.com. And thanks again to Danielle. And for the rest of you, stay tuned. More music coming up right after this